Guys, if you're 25, 35, or even 45, and you feel like everyone you know has a credit card balance right now, you're not imagining it. Credit card debt in the US has climbed to record highs, crossing well over $1 trillion in total balances. That number isn't just big, it's historically big. At the same time, more people are falling behind on their payments too, and interest rates on credit cards are still sitting near record levels today. So in today's video, I want to break down why this is dangerous, especially for Gen Zers and millennials, and what you can actually do about it. But before I do, in case you're new around here, my name is Nima and welcome to the channel. I'm a corporate executive with over 15 years of experience in both sales and finance. My videos break down complex financial concepts to help you on your financial journey, whether you're just starting out or if you're already a seasoned pro. So guys, let's jump into today's topic, which is credit card debt just hit record highs. Here's why that's dangerous. So guys, let's start with the big picture. Over the last few years, everyday expenses like rent, groceries, insurance, and utilities surged. Sure, wages went up, but not evenly and not fast enough for everyone. So when people needed to fill the gap between income and expenses, many people turned to credit cards. And of course, guys, credit cards are easy, right? They're frictionless and widely available, but they are also one of the most expensive ways to borrow money. Right now, average credit card interest rates are hovering around 20 to 25%, depending on your credit profile. Some store cards and subprime cards are even higher than that. And that means that if you carry a balance, you are paying extremely expensive interest. For comparison, most student loans and car loans carry much lower rates. Credit card debt compounds quickly because interest is calculated daily. If you only make the minimum payment, you could be in debt for years. And I'm going to explain to you why that gets concerning. Primarily, delinquency rates, meaning the percentage of people who are missing payments, have been rising, especially amongst younger borrowers. That tells us that more people are struggling to keep up. And when delinquencies rise, lenders tighten their standards. This means what exactly? Well, it means that it becomes harder to qualify for loans or new credit, and that ripple effect can slow down the economy overall. This is especially huge for Gen Z and millennials because many of us or you out there are still building your financial foundation. Your credit score right now affects your ability to rent an apartment, buy a car, get a mortgage, or even qualify for certain jobs. A few missed payments can significantly damage your score. High utilization means that you are using a large percentage of your available credit. So guys, credit card debt doesn't just cost you interest, it can limit your future opportunities. And another problem to add to that is psychological. Credit cards disconnect the pain of spending from the act of paying. When you go ahead and just tap or click, it doesn't feel like money is actually leaving your account. Behavioral finance research shows that humans underestimate future pain and they often overvalue present comfort. So guys, it's easy to just justify that, I'll pay it off next month. But when balances stack up month after month, that small habit becomes a heavy burden. So let's talk about how interest actually works in practice. Imagine you have a $5,000 balance owed at 24% APR. If you only make a minimum payment, a large chunk of that payment goes towards interest, not principal. That means that your balance shrinks very, very slowly. You could end up paying thousands of dollars in interest alone. The bank makes money off of your time and your patience. So this becomes even more dangerous during economic uncertainty. If the job market softens or layoffs increase, people with high credit card balances are more vulnerable. Credit card debt doesn't pause easily and it doesn't stop accumulating. Without an emergency fund, many people rely on cards as their emergency plan. That creates a cycle where debt replaces savings, and that cycle is super hard to break. But guys, before I dive into more details of the dangerous issues around credit card debt, if you're gaining any value from this video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you could smash that like button, put a comment down below, and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow, so please show some love by smashing that like button, commenting down below, and subscribing. Alright, now let's discuss the next segment. So, now, let's shift to solutions, because this is where you actually gain power. The first step is brutal, honestly. Look at your total balances, your interest rates, and your minimum payments. Avoiding the numbers increases anxiety and it delays action. Clarity reduces fear because you can build a plan. You cannot fix what you refuse to face. There are two main payoff strategies that you should know: the avalanche method and the snowball method. The avalanche method means that you pay off the card with the highest interest rate first while making minimum payments on the others. This saves you the most money mathematically. The snowball method, on the other hand, means that you pay off the smallest balance first to build momentum. What this does is that it gives you psychological wins early on. Behavioral finance tells us something important here. Humans are not robots. We don't always stick to the mathematically optimal plan if it feels overwhelming. If quick wins motivate you, then the snowball method might keep you consistent. If you're disciplined and focused on minimizing interest, then the avalanche method might be better. The best strategy here, guys, is the one that you will actually follow at the end of the day. Now, you should also look into balance transfer cards if your credit score allows it. Some cards offer 0% APR for an introductory period of often 12 to 18 months. That can give you some breathing room to attack your principal without new interest piling on. But you have to be disciplined and avoid adding new debt. Otherwise, you just shift the problem without even solving it. Just make sure to always read the fine print carefully for transfer fees and expiration dates. Another option I'll mention is actually, of course, increasing your income, even if it's temporary. Picking up freelance work over time or a short-term side hustle can accelerate your payoff timeline. Every extra dollar thrown at a high interest rate debt has guaranteed return equal to the interest rate. Paying off a 24% APR card is like earning a risk-free 24% return. That is pretty powerful if you ask me. Very few investments can actually compete with that. And at the same time, you need to plug behavioral leaks. Track your spending for at least one full month. Identify categories where you consistently overspend. Build friction into your spending habits, like deleting saved credit information from shopping apps. Small systems like these guys, they beat the willpower over the long run. And if you're already behind on your payments, just try to act quickly. Call your credit card company and ask about hardship programs. Many lenders would rather work with you than to send your account to collections and maybe not get paid anyway. You may be able to negotiate lower interest rates for structured repayment plans too. The earlier you call, the more options you have waiting for you. But on the other hand, waiting limits your leverage. So it's also important that you understand that carrying credit card debt is not a moral failure. It's often the result of stagnant wages, rising living costs, and unexpected emergencies. But while the causes may be systemic, the solution starts with you personally. The longer high interest debt sits, the more it compounds against you. Guys, at the end of the day, time works either for you or against you financially. You want it working for you, trust me. And for you Gen Z and millennials out there, this moment matters because you are in your prime wealth building years. Your 20s and your early 30s are when compounding can have the greatest impact. But compounding works in both ways. Both investments compound in your favor and debt compounds against you. Eliminating high interest debt early gives you back control of your financial future. That shift alone can change your entire trajectory. So guys, here's the bottom line. Credit card debt hitting record highs is not just a headline, it's a warning sign. Rising delinquencies and high interest rates makes this environment risky. But knowledge gives you leverage. If you understand how interest works, how behavior influences spending, and how to apply smart payoff strategies, you can absolutely break this cycle. And the sooner you take this action, the less this record-breaking debt trend will define your generation's financial story. Guys, if you watched this video all the way through, I really appreciate you tuning in. Please go ahead and show some love by smashing that like button, commenting down below, and subscribing. I make new videos every single week, so I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.